Welcome to our presentation on godliness and spirituality. We're going to look at the second part of Donald Trump's executive orders, signing executive orders. And we're going to look at that in this part with regard to unbundling. We have seen first one, unburdening America. The second part, we are going to look at unbundling Europe and the rest of the world. Unbundling. What has Donald Trump's so far policies shown? What trajectory is Donald Trump's policy moving towards? It's moving towards the policy of unbundling Europe and the rest of the world. I'm talking about Europe specifically, and the rest of the world. Why? Because Europe seems to depend, Europe and the world seem to depend heavily on America. Europe especially. Europe with all the things that they say they are developed, they are advanced. Europe is completely dependent on America in terms of even militarily. They are dependent on America. Europe is like a subsidiary, like a branch of American company. Why? Of American empire. Why it should not be so? Why is it that whatever, if Russia says, okay, what you are doing is not okay, Europe will start to cry. America, if you don't come to our aid, but you are poking into the nose of Russia, for example. Why is it that you cannot stand Russia? And you are busy looking at America to come and defend you, but you are also causing problem in your own continent. How can you be causing problem in Europe? How can you be attacking Russia? How can you be attacking China? How can you be causing, for example, Britain? Britain, we know that you are completely dependent on America. Without America, there is no Britain. You are just talking about UK. Without America, you are nowhere. Without America, just within a short space of time, you will keep quiet. Even when Russia talks, you cannot talk. Europe, without America, when Russia talks, you cannot say anything. But you cannot open your mouth as Europe cannot. It's just like say, whenever you say, they say, oh yes, we are forming an alliance of the willing. We are forming an alliance of the willing, an alliance of friendship. We are forming a good alliance. We are teaming, especially Britain. They will say, we are teaming up with this. We are teaming up with the West. The West is united together. Why is it that United Kingdom? Why is it that Europe, you cannot say, we are Europe. Europe is united in this. Why do you say the West? Because you want to include America. Because you want to include Australia. Because you cannot stand on your own. Why are you a burden to America? America is supporting Europe militarily, by extension, Britain, United Kingdom. America is supporting Australia militarily, Singapore militarily, South Korea militarily, almost Taiwan, Hong Kong, everywhere. Including all the Asian countries, almost all, let me not say all many of the Asian countries. America is there in Africa. Why is it that you are putting so much burden on America? And because of that, you feel that you are brave. Because of that, you feel that Europe has achieved. Europe has arrived. No. Time has come when a leader should come and unbundle Europe. Europe is bundled. It's only in Africa where Europe will say, oh yes, we are this and we are this. They begin to flex muscles. They begin to flex their military might. They begin to flex their economic policies. They begin to flex their social policies. No, this is migration. We will not allow Africa to come in. It's only when it comes to Africa that Europe will rise up. East Asia will rise up. It's only when it comes to Africa and Africans. But if it comes to, for example, Russia, Europe cannot do without America. Why is it like that? You are putting the whole burden on America. You are putting the whole responsibility on America. You are talking about Russia, going into Third World War. And immediately you say, oh, America will have to come out there. If America does not station nuclear weapon here, why must it be America? Why must it be America? And because of America, you are busy causing confusion, causing chaos in the world instead of making peace. For example, when when Zelensky of Ukraine, I'm giving just one example, when Zelensky of Ukraine wanted to make peace with Russia, and they were about to sign, they almost signed that, it was Britain, United Kingdom, part of Europe, that went around, and some European leaders went around and said Zelensky should not agree. This war wouldn't have happened. This war that has cost so many lives in America, so many lives of European soldiers, so many lives of millions of Ukrainian soldiers, hundreds of thousands of Ukrainian soldiers dead, Russians affected, Americans are dying there, they may not say, Europeans are dying there, they may not say, but we know that it's affecting the economy of the world, it's affecting the manpower of the world, it's affecting the technology of the world. Yes, they will say military complexes are benefiting from it. But how is it affecting the whole world? How is it affecting the whole globe? The whole globe is suffering. The whole world is suffering. Europe, you know that you are suffering. The economy is going down. If peace had been signed, if United Kingdom as part of Europe had allowed, and other European leaders had allowed the peace that Zelensky signed with Russia at the initial time to stand, this war wouldn't have come to this level. So, but why? Because you believe that America is there. America is your horsepower, and so when you are coming out to shout as a little child, it's because America is behind you. When you are coming out to make all ruthless, unnecessary, idiotic policies, you believe that America is behind you, and so you can go ahead and cause confusion in the world. You can go ahead and then say, don't agree. This one, when you know that this deal would have ended the war. The war wouldn't have started in the first place. But who caused that? Europe, and specifically United Kingdom. Why should it be like that? Because you are talking about you have your father, you have your godfather America to support you. That's why you are busy causing, Europe is busy, and the rest of the world. I'm talking about Europe and the rest of the world. Why would, for example, Canadian farmers so much depend? Is Canada independent? That's what Donald Trump is saying. So it means that Canada is not independent. If the Canadian farmers should completely depend on America to subsidize them. And there are so many countries that America is subsidizing their farming activities, their agricultural activities, buying a lot of junks from them. And you know that they don't need that. Canada, Europe, America has told you that there are some things that they don't need from you. Donald Trump has told you there are some things that but just to encourage you. Canada, America, Donald Trump, representing America, has told you that there are so many things that they don't need from you because they don't have that. But just to encourage you, to encourage your economy to grow. Africa in AGOA, Donald Trump is just stopping something. But you know they raise AGOA in order to help you develop your industry. But what is happening? Because of that now, all other countries of the world, they are relaxed. Europe, you are not developing your military strength in order to protect yourself. Financially, you are only interested in siphoning Africa. You are only interested in stealing from Africa. All Africa, France is everywhere stealing. France is saying, if not that you are kicked out of Niger, you would have been stealing. Who would have known that you have been stealing a lot from Niger? You have been stealing Niger dry. And just like Burkina Faso, Mali, and Nigeria, all these European, all these African countries, France, Britain, and all the European countries, you have been busy in Africa, stealing Africa dry. But you so much depend on America to protect you. If America says no, we are not going to protect you, that is your end. That is your end. Why is it that you cannot develop, Europe, you cannot develop sound economic policies apart from this stealing that you are doing all over Africa? Why is it that you cannot encourage Africa to develop so that it will be better for Europe and it will be better for Africa? It will be better for Asia and it will be better for Europe. It will be better for America and it will be better for Europe. It will be better for Australia and it will be better for China or Russia and it will be better for Europe. Because when it's good working for all the economy, most of the economies of the world, you will see that Europe will also benefit. Instead of all this going up and down, stealing the resources of the people and killing them, trying to impose neo-colonial policies on Africa. Why is it that Europe cannot stand on their own with all the authentic technologies? The reason is because you see past American leaders standing by you, supporting you in your new colonial policies in Africa, in your new colonial policy, in your stealing, in your exploitation, in your pillage in Africa, in your robbery in Africa. That's why you are raising your ego only in Africa. Now Donald Trump will want to unbundle Europe, unbundle, so that you can begin to think positively and relate positively with Europe, with America. You can begin to think and relate positively with Europe, with Russia. You can begin to think and relate positively with Africa. Everything is not stealing Africa resources. There is a situation where it can be win-win for all. Win-win both for you, both for Europe and Africa. If you see that if Africa is doing very well, for example, most African countries are doing very well, there will not be room for most of these migrants that are finding their way by road, through Europe, through Libya and whatever to Europe. And as a result from becoming a heavy burden on Europe. It will not be there, because you will see many African countries will be striving. And when many African countries will be striving, their citizens will be encouraged. Their citizens will see the need to stay in Africa, and it will not be a burden to you, Europe. It will not be a burden to you. It will not be a financial burden to you, economic burden to you, health burden to you, and whatever. So why is it that Africans are being emptied out of Africa, and they are making their headway to Europe? And it's becoming a problem. I mean, social problem. You see a lot of killing. You see a lot of vices going on in Europe, perpetrated by Africans. I'm not saying that it's only African, but because Asians are there. But you see that it's not good for you European countries, and it's not good for African countries. But you believe that, let us siphon Africa, let us encourage bad leadership in Africa, so that we can continue to pillage Africa. We can continue to rob Africa. We can continue to steal the resources of Africa. It's going to affect you. It's going to affect Africa. But now it's affecting you. You are talking about, because Donald Trump has risen up and said, I'm going to do something. And Donald Trump is unburdening Africa, unburdening America. Then you want to rise up and start talking about also its deportation. And you now want to do something to unburden yourself. But in the first place, Europe, you created the problem in Africa. You created colonialism, you created imperialism, you created neocolonialism. And this is affecting Africa in all aspects. In terms of manpower, it's affecting Africa. Health system is affecting Africa. Economic system, it's affecting social system, in educational system, in all, it's affecting Africa. And thank God for Donald Trump is also unburdening America from their educational burden that is being levied on them by other countries. So thank God for Donald Trump. He has gone to unbundle Europe and the rest of the world. So you have to understand that.